Let us sing, I feel the joy. It's pretty easy. I feel the joy, joy. I feel the joy, joy. I feel the joy, joy. And I feel alive. I feel the joy, joy. I feel the joy, joy. In this new day, I feel the joy. I feel the love. Let's sing that together. I feel the love. I feel the love. I feel the love. And I feel alive. And I feel alive. I feel the love. I feel the love. In this new day, I feel the love. I feel at peace. I feel at peace. I feel at peace. I feel at peace. And I feel alive. And I feel alive. I feel at peace. I feel at peace. In this new day. In this new day. I feel at peace. Let us sing one more time. I feel the joy. I feel the joy. I feel the joy. I feel the joy. I feel alive. And I feel alive. I feel the joy. I feel the joy. In this new day. I feel the joy.
And with a gentle breath, I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze if it's comfortable. And with a gentle breath, just relax a little more deeply into your seat, becoming fully aware of the presence of beauty within you. Become fully aware of the joy, the love. Become fully aware of the peace of this new day. We pause and we gently become aware of our breath, knowing that there is no place we need to be, there is nothing we need to do in this moment. We let all distractions wash away and simply breathe with the oneness within. That place in consciousness where we recognize that we are beauty. We are joy. We are love. We are one with the one. We are one with the allness. And in this knowing, we know peace. I feel at peace. I feel at joy. I am one with the one. I am absolute good and unconditional love. Unlimited in potential. And so for a moment, we simply focus on this truth in the stillness and in the silence. Coming back to the truth, I am one with the one. I am one with the one. I am one with the one. I feel the joy. I feel the love. I feel at peace. As an individualized expression of absolute good and unconditional love. Unlimited in potential, I claim my oneness and affirm I am one with the one. I am one with the one. Join me in proclaiming this. I am one with the one. Together, I am one with the one. And holding this truth in consciousness and in my heart and in the center of my thoughts, I bring my awareness back to this time and this space. This manifest experience here in playground planet Earth, knowing I am one with the one and all is well.
I feel the joy. I feel the joy. I feel the joy. And I feel alive. I feel the joy. I feel the joy. In this new day, I feel the joy. Let us sing, I feel the love. I feel the love. I feel the love. I feel the love. And I feel alive. And I feel alive. I feel the love. I feel the love. In this new day. In this new day. I feel love. I feel at peace. I feel at peace. I feel at peace. I feel at peace. I feel alive and I feel alive. I feel at peace. I feel at peace. In this new day, in this new day, I feel at peace. Last time I feel the joy. I feel the joy. I feel the joy. I feel the joy. I feel alive and I feel alive. I feel the joy. I feel the joy. In this new day, I feel the joy. And as we prepare to receive Charlotte's message, let us sing this one. I think we did that one back in maybe February. Down to the river to pray. As I went down to the river to pray, studying about the godly way, connecting with the God within. Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about the godly way, connecting with the God within. Good Lord, show me the way. Brothers, whoa, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh, brothers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about the godly way, connecting to the God within. Good Lord, show me the way. Mothers, oh mothers, let's go down, come on down. Oh mothers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about the godly way, connecting with the God within. Good Lord, show me the way. Fathers, oh fathers, let's go down, come on down. Oh fathers, let's go down, down in the river to pray. Oh fathers, let's go down, family, let's go down, come on down. Oh family, let's go down, down in the river to pray. Everybody, let's go down, come on down. Everybody, let's go down, down in the river to pray. All right.
Well, it's exciting to be here. I've been here before, though, in case you may not know, but the last time I was here, it was the Sunday before the shutdown for COVID. My daughter and I were here to celebrate her birthday, and we'd come down to the beach and came to the church. So I'm happy to be back under more prospering circumstances, let's put it that way. So today my topic is what we say when we pray, and it's looking at the synchronicity between our consciousness and our prayers. So this particular presentation was a real collaboration because I had a colleague of mine who participated in this 1.5-year program, Integral Ministry Certification course with me. And I had written my prayers, and so I gave it to her, and she kind of expanded on the little prayers. And then a friend of mine, whom I learned was a writer, fiction writer, said, well, and I said, would you read my story and see if we could flesh it out? And so she fleshed it out a little bit. And then the content for the class comes from actually Paul Hasselbeck's book called Heart-Centered Metaphysics, which I write about in my book. So if you're interested in that, pages 42 to 46. It's there. Anyway, in his book, Hasselbeck explores 4 levels of consciousness. They are the 4 V's. So if that slide could be put up. There we go. First one is victim, to me. The next one is victor, by me. Third one is vessel, in me. And the fourth one is verity or truth consciousness as me. So let's all do that together. I think I'm connected here. So, everybody, victim to me. Then the next one, victor by me. Then the third one, vessel in me. And the last one, verity consciousness as me. Great. So keep those in mind. Those are the hand motions that I kind of created to go along to help us remember those 4 different levels of consciousness. So each of these levels of consciousness has different belief systems and different ways of physically responding to the environment. So as we become more conscious, we begin to recognize which of these 4 states we are in. And hopefully, the recognition alone is sufficient for us to be at choice. So in order to continue exploring these 4 levels of consciousness, I would like for you to listen in on this scenario that I mentioned that I've created. So this little story. And so Todd is going to give me some music, I think. Right, Todd? Oh, just for the prayers. We couldn't work out the other. All righty. So we will do it without the music. So just sit back and listen to this story. Cynthia. I think I prefer this mic. Could we actually switch me to the other one? All right. Okay. Good. Okay, good. So Cynthia is sitting on her couch feeling totally bummed out. She's just had another run in with her father that's left her feeling insignificant and unheard. No matter how hard she tries, she's just not able to shake free of this overwhelming feeling of sadness and powerlessness. While she's sitting there kind of wallowing in her misery, she gets a call from a friend of hers, Ron, whom she ends up pouring her heart out to. He listens quietly and then asks, Cynthia, would you be willing to consider another way of looking at the situation? He helps her explore her feelings and the story that she has made up about herself and the situation. Through this questioning process, she discovers what false beliefs she's been telling herself that's keeping her stuck. She begins to understand that her feelings of powerlessness are directly related to her belief that she is unworthy to be loved. With this new insight, over the next few days, Cynthia begins to imagine how she might have behaved differently with her father had she been coming from a place of recognizing her own sense of innate value and worth. Now that she has gotten in touch with her love essence, her true nature, Cynthia begins to imagine a new scenario, one in which she is able to listen and discover what her father's unmet needs are too. When Cynthia engages in conversation with her father, she listens to discover his unmet needs and is able to calmly share what would help her out in the situation too. Having both been heard, together they come up with a resolution that brings a smile to their faces. In the end, Cynthia realizes she is actually grateful for this situation because it allowed her to discover an unhealed part of herself, her pattern of stuffing her feelings rather than owning them. Restored to balance, she was able to see her father for who he really is, a child of God. and was able to approach him from a place of unconditional love. So let's go back now and look at the story again from the levels of consciousness perspective. So in the first one we have, I'm going to read this sentence again. And it said, no matter how hard she tries, she's just not able to shake free of this overwhelming feeling of sadness and powerlessness. So which of those victim, victor, vessel, verity is that one? Victim, okay. She just feels sad and powerlessness. Then the next sentence, with this new insight, over the next few days, Cynthia begins to imagine how she might have behaved differently with her father had she been coming from a place of recognizing her own sense of innate value and worth. Which one is that? Victor. So we got to give it a victor consciousness. Okay, everybody, I want to see hands. Victor consciousness here. Okay, good. So then the next one, Cynthia realizes she is actually grateful for this situation because it allowed her to discover an unhealed part of herself. So which one is that? The vessel. So inside of her at this point. So let's take our hands and go inside. Vessel consciousness. And then the last sentence that I'm going to pull out of the story is restored to balance. She was able to see her father for who he really is, a child of God. So which one is that? Verity or truth consciousness. I had to look up what they meant by verity, and I found out it meant truth. And also sometimes it's called unity. But I thought that was an interesting word he chose. But he was, you could see we was wanting to have all these V's, right? So I felt like stretch it a bit, come up with a word that most of us maybe have not heard or used. But anyway, that's what it's about. So since the title of my talk today is about prayers, I'm now going to read 4 different prayers to meditative music. So in preparation for each of these prayers, however, I invite you to take on the body posture. So as I'm going to read something first and have you get in the mental frame of mind of the person. And then I'll read the prayer and let you sit with it long enough to feel your way into the state of consciousness from which this prayer is offered. So, first of all, you want to hang your head and stoop your shoulders. Your heart aches. Your breathing is slow and shallow. You feel guilty. Not yet. Your voice is whiny. Or if you have moved up a rung, then you may also experience anger at the injustice of a situation and yet still believe you can't do anything to change it. In that case, your body language is rigid and you're practically holding your breath. Your jaw is locked and your chest is tense. Your language is full of shoulds and you are into blaming the other. Now, let us take in a deep breath and put on the music and let us revisit for a moment the person in our prayer story. As you put yourself in her place, hear yourself offering up this prayer and simply feel your way into it. Dear Spirit, I am so sad and hurt by this man. I can't stop thinking about how he has hurt me. Yet I know that you are here. You never leave me. I call on you for help. What is the way through this? Please help me forgive my father. Show me the way to peace. I am connected to life, I know. And so I let life in. And just feel into that as the music continues. Okay, take in another deep breath now. And bringing yourself back to this moment, releasing the victim consciousness. And now we'll turn off the music again as we explore the next one. In the victor consciousness, you feel a sense of empowerment. So imagine you're standing tall or sitting straight and tall in your chairs now. Your chest is up and pressed out. You move with confidence and assurance, and you are very, very focused on your words. You have come to appreciate that words can heal, and words can kill. You monitor your thoughts. You are more at peace and less likely to experience extreme highs and lows. So let us now pray from this perspective. Once again with the music, as we take in another deep breath and release it. Dear Holy Spirit, you have given me the power to make my life what I choose it to be. For this moment, I am going to allow whatever is happening inside of me to be there so I can bring my attention to it. No one, not even my Father, can make me into what I am not. I release these thoughts and feelings of powerlessness. I claim peace of mind and harmony in my relationships. I am grounded in truth. I am more than enough. I trust life. And so it is. And now just feel into that for a minute. What it's like to be in victor consciousness with your prayers. And the music slowly fades, or not so slowly. Anyway, we move into vessel consciousness now. In vessel consciousness, your stance toward life is one of openness and acceptance. Your breathing is deep, fluid, and smooth. You understand at a very deep level that everything in your life is for you. Your physical body radiates peace and calm. And so from this space, we offer up the following prayer. Music. Sweet, sweet Spirit, as I see this situation more clearly, I realize this life experience is simply equipping me to be more loving, to be more aware. As I let these feelings simply flow through me, I become once again a messenger of healing, a channel of love. And I use this knowing to heal that which is within me that has created this upset. I let go and release. I can do all things through the Christ Spirit within. Just stay in that, feeling what it's like to be in the vessel consciousness with prayer. as we stop the music, we move to verity consciousness or truth consciousness. So in this state, you are present to the moment. You experience a flow of your life that does not require a lot of thinking. Your sense of time takes on a completely different meaning. It's as though time becomes irrelevant. Taking in a deep breath in this level of consciousness, once again with our music, we pray. I am aware of this experience as my sole choice. I know that I am love. I unfold the man who is my father, and I unfold the little child self of me in the light of love. The pain and loss, the growth and awareness are all part of one story. I am grateful for this awareness. I am one with all that has been, all that is, and that all is to come. I am open and trust life as it is. Sitting in this state of consciousness. And so it is. Amen. So, did you get a feel for each of the different levels of consciousness and how you would pray if you were in that state? Good. So, I'm going to go on and just give you a little bit more about that, but I wanted to make sure that you had a sense of it first. So, now we're going to take this opportunity to experience these different levels of consciousness once again in our bodies and imagine the prayers that each level of consciousness offers up. So, let's take another detailed look at each of them so that we can recognize ourselves where we are and thus have the possibility to choose to move from one state of consciousness to the other. So once again, victim consciousness. When I am in victim consciousness, for the most part, my life is being controlled by the subconscious tapes that I accepted as real when I was a child. While it may not be true in all areas of my life, there will be those areas where I believe that the world is against me. The world, people, situations, etc., are doing things to me, as we saw there. And I have no power to change things. So when I am in this state of consciousness, I go around blaming others for my conditions and circumstances. I'm thinking such thoughts as, it's always been this way. There is absolutely no way out of this situation. I am trapped forever. It's all about poor me. To evolve from victim consciousness, we must be willing to release blame of others, conditions, and circumstances. As we do that, we move from victim consciousness to victor consciousness. And as we move to victor consciousness, we begin to feel empowered. We accept that there is a power for good in the universe greater than we are, and we can use it. The key is use it. In this victor state of consciousness, I am in control of my life. I begin to take seriously Unity's core teaching 3. We attract into our lives what we predominantly think about. Now I understand that my dominant thoughts, feelings, and beliefs find a way to manifest in form as my experiences. Another name for this level of consciousness we've often called is manifestor consciousness. And as we begin to appreciate the power of our mind to co-create our reality, our focus shifts to learning about the different spiritual laws and how putting them into practice can improve our experience of life. So therefore, we say that you use the law of mind action, or some people have called it the law of attraction, as it is sometimes called, to improve our conditions. Whereas in victim consciousness, we believed it was done to us. Now we get the message loud and clear. It's just the opposite. Our thoughts become our reality. Let's all say that together. Our thoughts become our reality. So, as within, so without. And to evolve to the next level of consciousness, beyond victor consciousness, we must be willing to give up, I'll believe this, control and will. Oh, that's painful sometimes to think about that, those of us who really like to control things. But this is what we need to do if we're going to move to vessel consciousness. This level of consciousness occurs when we realize there is something beyond ourselves that is greater than we are, and we choose, we choose to surrender to it. This phase is captured by the words, let go and let God. So let's say that together. Let go and let God. This something greater is that divine essence within us that lives and breathes as us. Whereas in victor consciousness, it was important to assert our will. Now it becomes important to align our will with God's will. Ego takes, hopefully, a back seat to the Christ consciousness within us, and we are no longer trying to make life happen. Think about that. We are no longer trying to make life happen. Here, our vision shifts to that of using our time to discover and explore our spiritual connection to Source. We are asking the question, what is mine to do? What is mine to do? And then trusting whatever comes up. Our practice is being a witness to our consciousness and how it is operating from moment to moment. Our goal is to be obedient to inner guidance and intuition. We practice non-judgment, forgiveness, and compassion. The challenge at this level of consciousness, though, is to be willing to move past all of our fears, big thing, and trust that all is well all of the time. So let's say that all is well all of the time. So we shift from wanting life to go our way to a desire to follow the will of the Christ within us, no matter where it leads. Now, I have a quote by my bedside table that I believe actually captures the distinction between victor consciousness and vessel consciousness. And it goes like this. What can I do to make my life the way I want? Versus, how can I be a greater expression of God? Can you see the distinction between those? So I read that on a frequent basis to remind myself, asking myself, where do I want to be? So at this level of consciousness, I spend a lot of time in prayer, meditation, reflection, and contemplation, and less time trying to fix and rearrange effects, because we know the effects are part of what? What we've created in our thoughts. And so if we deal with our thoughts and the feelings, then the effects are going to naturally change and be different. So, but again, we have one more level of consciousness, verity. And in order to move to verity consciousness, we must surrender any sense of separation from God. It's a tall order. And another name for verity consciousness is unity consciousness. So this is when we come to realize that there is no such thing as God or divine and me. This is when I realize God is me and I am God. I am part of God. In this stage, I am experiencing well-being and joy most of the time. I understand that my whole life, everything, every moment is a prayer. and that I am literally praying without ceasing every minute of every day. And when I am operating from unity consciousness, my words, my actions, and my thoughts are expressing God in its fullness. Because I am God, I know only oneness, only unconditional love. And I say yes to life all of the time. So when we are experiencing unity consciousness, we just simply know what to do and we do it. There's a felt sense of saying yes to every moment. So if I need to turn this way, I get the sense I turn this way. Or if I feel a need to call a friend, I call a friend. Or I think of something and it happens almost instantaneously. Life is full of synchronicities at this level of consciousness. And we are completely connected to the present moment and the call of that present moment on our lives. But in closing, I would like to say, to be realistic, at any given time, we seem to live in and from one of these levels of consciousness. While living in and from a particular stage, we might temporarily jump to another level, go up higher, or go down to a lower level of consciousness. But it's important when these kind of things happen that we learn not to be too hard on ourselves. It even happened to Jesus. And we know that Jesus lived in verity consciousness most of the time, right? And yet the night before his death, Jesus was clearly, he slipped into victim consciousness when he said, "Take this cup from me." Quickly passed through it, but he did slip there for a second or two. So it's important to keep this in mind as we practice unconditional love toward ourselves too. So the way I understand these different levels of consciousness, they are progressive. Each one builds on the understanding of the other. And we each partake of the one mind to the degree of our current capacity. Yet, even if we aren't able to actually live from a place of oneness consciousness, in this moment, we can believe it into reality. Always remembering that each kind of prayer is an authentic, in-the-moment connection to our higher source. I'm reminded of something that happened this past Thursday, for example, and when I started at one level of prayer, I was trying to find a book that I had misplaced. And I started from a higher level of consciousness in my prayer. But in the end, I was saying, "God, please just show me where it is." And God did. Finally, my prayer had gotten authentic for where I was in consciousness. So, namaste.
Wow. Thank you, Charlotte, for your wisdom. Thank you very much. Amazing. I'm going to go back and listen again. What if a prayer is not a plea, a desperate call with tears that fall on bended knee, but breathing out and breathing in, it's God and me that lives and breathes, a trusted friend. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. This is a song by Stowe Good. What if today I had the chance to move and sway? God is the way in my life's dance. What if I knew without a doubt there's no need to fear? God is right here, within, without. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My life is a prayer that God is praying. My thoughts are words that God is saying. My laughter is the sound of angels playing. My life is a prayer that God. My life is a prayer